Hi, I'm Cash, and welcome to Cash Talks Football, where today we're going to discuss Bournemouth against Burnley. Two of the bottom runners in the Premier League, making up the numbers, but you've got to play all the games. So we're doing a technical breakdown, using my over 20 plus years coaching experience, trying to give you some better insight. Maybe you want to become a better player or a better coach. So let's get into it and see what we can see. First thing that we see, anyone who's watched my videos before knows I'm going to talk about this right man right here, because he stood in the zone. If you want to score goals as a midfielder or defend goals as a midfielder, you stand anywhere near this D. I talk about it all the time. Go back in my videos and look. I'm even going to start to put a compilation of where you should be standing in the D, because the goals that get scored here always seems to happen. Right, Bush. Ball comes in, headed away. But guess what happens? They're not defending the D. All of a sudden, the ball drops invitingly. Oh, well, no, maybe it doesn't. Oh, yes, it does. And he smashes it into the goal. It's that simple. It's that easy. If you want to score goals and defend them from corners, you stand near that. So as we can see, there's one player there, and they're all going to go straight for that place there where the goalkeeper is. That's where the D is. That's where they're playing for, boys and girls. That's exactly what they're looking to do, as you can see right there. None of these players from Bournemouth are paying any attention to the outlier players over here. They're double, triple marking for no reason whatsoever. And they get scored on because of it. Another classic Premier League goal. They're trying to pass out the back with a lack of understanding. Now, he's receiving the ball on the turn. He's in all sorts of trouble here. He has to play this ball first time. If he doesn't understand this and understand why, there's massive problems. Right, the reason why he's got to do it is because he's got a player chasing him and he's got no space to really run into. Does that make sense? Like, he has to get rid of this ball straight away. He's in the middle of the field. If he loses it here, he's in mad danger. Takes a touch. Probably because it is an awful pass. Now that's got to be a pass straight in the feet there. Can you see that? Boom. He can. Does he do it? No, he tries to run back the other way for some reason. And as he runs back, he puts himself in all sorts of danger. How do we know the danger was going to happen? I'll tell you why. Because when that pass comes in, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 players around him. So the next pass he does is out of the pressure. And you've taken half their team out of the game, basically. So he has to pass that ball. He chooses not to. He chooses to fall onto the ground for some reason. It's a thing in Premier League. Don't know why. Just gets bundled over because he's not strong enough. Everyone's looking for the foul. How about if you chase the goal with the ball, you might stop and kick it in the goal? How about you do that? No, you're yelling to your mum and dad with your arm up. And as you well know, the minute someone's got their arm up in the Premier League complaining about something, chances are they're about to get scored on. Here's no exception here whatsoever. This guy just runs straight through, and a quality little finish into the corner. Yeah, simple goal caused by Burnley, trying to play the ball out of the back, not set or understanding. You can do that, but you've got to be ready when you're losing possession, because you're not the best team in the league. If you're the best team in the league, you can afford to take certain liberties and chances. They're not, so stop trying to take liberties and chances. You don't know what you're doing. It's just awful, awful. Conceded their own downfall, scored, basically, they could have won this game if they weren't just terrible at the football. But let's get on to the next goal. Again, this is more hipster coaching. They're trying to pass the ball out the back and be this creative attacking side and nonsense, which one of these guys read in the coaching manual, or they did in one of their A-Pro licenses, and they said, this is the unique, dynamic way of playing out of the back. And none of the coaches on the course, that are teaching the course, can actually coach football. I'm telling you that right now. None of them. So all of a sudden, now what's happening is, this guy's now put himself in pressure, so he doesn't know what to do. So he's trying to run backwards a bit and try to get the ball, but he can't because he's under immense pressure because the other team is just bigger and stronger than him. All of a sudden, because they're playing hipster football, this happens. What do we mean hipster football? Right, you see how no one can engage? There's now 5 Bournemouth players running at 3 Burnley players, and not one of the Burnley players can go near the ball because their shape and system is so wrong. Bosh, and he just puts it straight into the goal because the keeper is miles and miles off his line because he's playing hipster, passing out the back football without understanding why you can and can't do it, where you can and can't do it. So let's show you a little bit more of what. So they're pushing the keeper up to make an extra player here. As you can see, look, there he is. Look, you can see him. He's up here trying to connect with the back line so they can pass the ball and do what they want to do, which is kind of the correct method. But the problem is, none of the players are good enough to be doing this. They don't understand it. So all of a sudden, as soon as they lose the ball, this keeper's in no man's land, and that's why this guy just gets to go bloop and lob and chip the keeper. 2 goals scored against Burnley by themselves for not understanding the system they're playing, not understanding where they're passing the ball and how they're doing it, and that's where they get beat. Terrible. I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.